Good afternoon, welcome to my channel. This is Tarot by Sunshiny Day, and I am Sunshiny Day. So happy winter solstice. I love the blustery winter, dark, cold days, and I just live for the winter anymore. I used to be a summer, spring girl, but now I'm a fall, winter girl. I guess I'm moving into my more goth self, which I've always been kind of goth because I love like the Victorian stuff and old pictures and relic religious stuff. Anyways, today I'm coming on here to share with you some of the decks I believe are good for beginners. I had done this same video in the past, but I deleted it because I thought I could do it better. So here I am. So the first deck I want to share with you is the Practical Tarot Wisdom with the Radiant Rider-Waite. Now, radiant just means I'm thinking, or in the past I've heard that radiant just means that the colors of the cards are more radiant than the normal Rider-Waite, which is here. So let me take that one out, and then, okay, so this box is really sturdy. And it's done by US Games. It's well done by them. And I think I paid like 18 bucks for it. And this, I got to get a new setup. I keep saying that and I don't do it. This thing keeps drifting down. Down and down. Drifting down, down, down. There. So it's just a little deck. You can put, you can put this in your purse or your wherever, whatever you have. Even a fanny pack or whatever people are using now. And it just has the card on one side and then the meaning on the other side, and you can just take one out and do a reading right away. So let's look at the Ten of Swords. It says, "Oh, woe is you. The message here is clear. You must stop letting others walk over you. Removing those backstabbing swords may not be easy, but once you rise up, things will get better. Time to seize your self-worth. The only person's opinion that should matter is your own." I really like that one. And, I've been reading cards for about 10 years. I read professionally for about 6. And when I first started, I got so confused. I just decided I only had to use one system. And then I branched out and I started buying other cards. And I just, I like buying. It doesn't even matter if it is a beginner's deck. I still like it. But that's what I would suggest, is just to stick with one system. Also learn the history and use your intuition. So this is the first deck. And again, it's Practical Tarot Wisdom with the Radiant Rider-Waite. And I think I paid $18 for it, and it's just so cute. You can get it on Amazon. I think I found this at Barnes & Noble or somewhere like that. At one of the big box stores, because it's a mass-produced deck, which a lot of people are trying to get away from, but there's lots of mass-produced decks that I still really like. Okay, so here's another one. It's the Quick and Easy Tarot. And it has reverse and upright. This deck only had upright. I read reverse and upright, and what I was doing when I was learning, I would just say the opposite. Like if it was upright, I would read it, and then if it was in reverse or upside down, I would just say the opposite. So this deck is also by US Games, and it was made in 1999 and 2011. I'm sure they have another one now, but I learn each card meaning, or you learn each card meaning, and reverse and upright. And it, just came in a average little box. I bought this at a bookstore, metaphysical bookstore actually, and I think I paid like 20 bucks for it. So this is the Three of Pentacles, and this, by the way, this deck is the same size as average Rider-Waite deck, as opposed to the little one. But you can still put all of these in your backpack or whatever. So this is the Three of Pentacles, and let me see what it says. It says, "A good time For new team projects and group business ventures, business partnerships are advisable. Teamwork is essential in achieving your goals. Hard work is noticed. Good planning and careful preparation pays off. Competence, you do everything right in other people's eyes. So they view you as, being competent. So let's see what the 10 of Pentacles says, the 3 of Pentacles says in reverse. And so, like I said, I would say it was the opposite of all that. So let's see if that works that way. Fighting over profit and who gets credit on projects leads to failure. Watch out for someone who's envious. No one will compromise. Selfish and preoccupation with profit and personal advancement will prevail. Putting individual needs above those group dooms new projects. Conflict at work and at home. So yeah, it's pretty much in reverse. And, instead of people seeing you as competent, they might be jealous of you and say that you can't do anything right. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty accurate. And, all you got to do is just put them down and read them. How much easier could it be? And then you just do them over and over and over again. And then you start getting to learn it. And then, you want to start getting into the history. Then you want to start branching out. And then you want to go to workshops. That's another thing I did. I went to workshops. Even if they're online, you have more than one person there. They give their opinions about what the card means, and meaning, visual meanings, the symbolism, and all that. They might go over the history a little bit and ask you to use your intuition. All the things I just said. So another one I really like for beginners is the Morgan Greer. Now, I don't remember who published this, but I think it's a guy named Morgan and Greer. It's 2 guys. Mr. Morgan and Mr. Greer came up with this. And to me, the reason I like it is because it's each card, the symbolism is magnified. And so you can really see on your own. You can guess what it means or use your intuition just by the symbolism. And to me, okay, so the Ace of Swords, it shows maybe somebody who's victorious. They might have won something. They might have gained notoriety. And it's important to them because it was difficult. They worked really hard for it. They got a firm grip on it. And they're, they've been crowned. And so their recognition is really something for them. And it's a beginning. It's a new beginning for them to be recognized like this. So that's what I would say right there, just on the top. And then if you know the symbolism of colors, like the red rose and the white rose, and this looks like a palm frond, and this looks like some sort of vine. And then the sword coming up through the crown, and the clouds, and the mountains. That's why I say it was difficult. It was a difficult journey for them to get where they are, and they need to be celebrated. They need a new beginning, and this is their new beginning. So that's that. So, there it is. There it is right there. Illustrated by Bill Morgan and under the direction of Bill Greer and under the direction of Lloyd Morgan. So, Morgan Greer. Tarot by U.S. Games and printed in Italy. So, there's another one. And my kitty cat bit that right here. Don't say anything because he's sleeping right now. I don't want to wake him up because he'll jump on here and start causing all kinds of havoc. Let's not even go there. So again, that's the Morgan Greer deck, the up close, personal, in your face kind of deck. Oh man, this setup is really messed up today. I don't know why this thing, maybe it's just getting too old or something. Yeah, maybe it's Christmas. Maybe I'll buy myself another setup for my own Christmas. It's a strength. See, on the strength card, you can see how she's using her mental strength. Because obviously, to me anyways, she doesn't have a really firm grip on him, on the lion. She's just kind of gently holding him, his head. But he's mesmerized. He is definitely hypnotized by her. The Hangman goes that way. I love the Justice card in this deck. I mean the Hermit card, sorry. Yeah, the Justice was under this one. The Hermit card, I love that card. The Hermit to me seems like somebody who would really be able to give you a lot of advice. And it's a spiritual advisor. It could be yourself. You're looking inward. You're kind of gone off on your own and you're looking inward, and you might find advice from a spirit guide, and that's how I see him. So I think you get the idea of what I'm talking about and how it's up close and personal. Magnified. Easy to interpret. So that's that one. Again, it's the Morgan Greer Tarot by Bill Greer and Lloyd Morgan. Okay, so that's that one. Now, another one is the cards from the system that I learned from, and I've shown you this deck so many times. This deck is by Biddy Tarot, or Bridget Esselmont, who is the founder of Biddy Tarot. She created her own deck actually not that long ago, but I think she's probably got like 3 of these. She's republished them like 3 times, and they vary, you know, their variation just is slight, but they all are this size, and pretty much they all look alike. But because they're so small, they can fit in the palm of your hand, and then they also have a lot of symbolism, and it's just really easy to read with. The art is very simplistic. This is one deck that I bring out to read in public. People love me doing readings with this deck, and it's highly accurate for me. Have you ever had a tarot deck that just didn't give you what you needed, and you didn't have the vibe with it, and you just, you know, you put it on your shelf? Well, I've got a few that really speak to me, so those are the ones that I take. And I have one deck. It's a Halloween deck. It's a Lenormand. I forgot the name of it, but when I first got it, I did not like it, and I put it on the shelf, and I thought to myself, well, maybe I should just give it away or something. But I gave it some time. And then I took it out one year, and all of a sudden I just started vibing with it, and that happens sometimes. And then there's rituals. Like when I first started tarot, I had to sage the cards. I had to have a candle in the background. I had to say the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I had to jump up and down 4 times and swing around or something like that, you know. And now, I mean, I still kind of do a ritual. Like I'll just, you know, meditate and say a little prayer before I start doing readings. I like candles too, so I have them, and I do still sage, but not like I used to. And you know what? There's no difference. So you do what you want, and you'll see. Some people just whip them out and start reading right away, and they don't even have no spiritual sense to themselves. They just know how to read cards, and they're accurate readings. Some people strictly go on intuition. Now, I think if you're a medium or something, doing that is okay, but I don't. I use my intuition and my understanding of the cards. So again, this is Biddy Tarot's, I think it's Everyday Tarot by Biddy Tarot and Bridget Esselmont. She is the founder of Biddy Tarot, and she's a really good system to learn from. That's who I learned from. Okay, and of course there's just, this is my first deck that I've ever got, and I still read it. This is still my go-to. This is still my buddy deck, my everything deck. This is the one I took everywhere I went. I slept with it. I put it in my purse. I had it in my car. I whipped it out when I wanted to and offended people. No, I just, you know, I just had it everywhere I went. And somebody advised me to do that. They said, when you first start reading, just take your cards everywhere you go. And even if you put one card under your pillow at night, read what the meaning is, then see it in your head and put it under your pillow. You might even have dreams about it. It's a really good way to learn tarot cards, believe it or not. And this is still my all-time favorite. A lot of people are into other renditions, if you will, or other artwork and stuff. I don't like reading from cards that deviate from the original Rider-Waite too much, because it confuses me. Even now, even today, I look at it and I'm like, I can't relate, so I can't, the thought doesn't come, you know what I mean? But a lot of people read really good, even if it doesn't relate at all to the original tarot, Rider-Waite. And so that's just it. This is the, I think this deck was actually by U.S. Games too. Yep, U.S. Games. What's that say, 1990? Yep, 1990, U.S. Games. And that's just the average Rider-Waite tarot deck. Now, I don't know if it's my imagination or if this thing, it keeps moving. Keeps moving. I got to do something about it. Sorry for the interruptions here. Okay, so now another one that I like to use and share with people is the lighter side of tarot. This one's by Doreen Virtue. If you watch any of my videos, you know that I love Doreen Virtue cards. I admit it, I love them. And it's just normally oracle cards, but she does have a couple of tarot cards, tarot decks, but she does them more in an angel-like way, in an angelic way, and she doesn't have any reverse. But what she does is, this is the Guardian Angel tarot cards, and look how big they are. All of her cards are really big. She has the 21 Arcana cards, and this is the Fool, of course, and as you can see, his guardian angel is with him, because she uses guardian angels a lot. That looks like something happened, like somebody, I don't know what happened. And it says a new beginning, has a 0 on it. You're at the beginning of a wonderful journey. There's no need to have any fear. As guardian angels walk beside you, you have a unique gift to offer the world. If you will just free yourself from that which holds you back, new opportunities will present themselves if you truly believe. Now, in some cards, it looks like the Fool is going to be going off the cliff, and he's being hasty, and he's not really watching. He's a young person or someone on a new journey, and they didn't take much into account, or they're very carefree. But this one, there's no harm done to him at all. He always has his angel with him. And then you can read the guidebook, which goes into a deeper meaning of it, because this is just part of what it has in the book. The book's pretty extensive. So if you don't know exactly if you don't exactly understand this, then you go to the book, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So that's the major arcana. This is the Lover's card, number 6. Open your heart. Allow love to grow and bloom all around you. You've waited for this emotionally fulfilling experience for such a long time, and now the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then follow the steps you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant, healthy life. See how, it's very angelic, like, as I call it. And the artwork is beautiful, and it's kind of Victorian, like I like them. You know what? Another way that I learned tarot was listening to the story of the Fool. I'd like to come on here and share the story of the Fool, but I got to get it. I got to write it down or something because I just can't say it off the top of my head. But if you've never listened to the story of the Fool, you should try to Google it or look for it on YouTube. It's really interesting. It helped me to bring it together a lot. So this is the ace. I mean, these are action cards, and action cards are the wands. Action cards are the wands. And then thought cards are the swords. Abundance cards are the pentacles. And the emotion cards are cups. So that's how she does it, which I think is really interesting. She's very creative. I don't know if she created all these on her own, or actually these also have Radley Valentine, but they're published by Hay House. And she has a few of these decks, different ones, and then Radley Valentine has his own. It's very similar system. His are very angelic as well, and they're huge. Yeah, this was $24.99. The cards are starting to get more and more expensive, but I guess everything is. Okay, so there's just a couple of more. There's one that I like to mention. This is I guess you could call it an indie deck. It's by a tarot reader that I came across on YouTube, and he refers to himself as TO, or Tarot Oracle, and he gives readings every night on his stream. For a small donation, he'll pull 3 or 4 cards, and his readings are fairly accurate. Anyways, he's also an artist, and he came up with his own deck, and I think it's good for beginners. It has a lot of the same symbolism as the original Rider-Waite, and then he puts his own twist on it, and I think they're called watercolor, the waterfall deck or something like that. I don't remember, but it's done with watercolors. I know that. And I just love the artwork that he's highly creative. I think he has a deck out about cats or dogs or pets. And then he also has a newer one out. It's all food related. And he actually featured people who are on his stream all the time. He featured people in his food related deck. He featured the people who were always on his stream, which I thought was really nice. And the 5 of Cups, see, he's got the guy emptying the cup. And then, as you can see here, he has a fishing rod with holding up the cup. Strength is a mermaid holding up the water. It looks like she's holding the water up or holding it back or something. And then here, instead of the star, he has like, I don't know, it looks like a witch's ball or something in there. I want to show you one real quick that has an interesting, oh, this is the Seven of Swords. It has like a clown, but you can still, it doesn't deviate from the original Rider-Waite too much. Oh, and the Nine of Wands, the wands are bent over like it's an arch. The Ten of Wands has a crow on it. He just does stuff like that, but let me find that. I think it's the Three of Swords. I really like the Three of Swords in his deck. Where are you? I know I didn't take it out of here. Oh, there it is. Very bottom. The Three of Swords. It has like a box of candies that you would get at Valentine or something. I thought it was very creative. Anyways, this deck is Waterfall Tarot. I think it's called Waterfall or Watercolor. I'm sure it's called Waterfall Tarot. It's by a creator. He calls himself T.O. or Tarot Oracle. I don't know his real name. And he's on YouTube every night. You can look him up. He streams live every night and he does readings for donations. And he's pretty accurate. Now, I don't know if he's a real spiritual person or not, but he seems to have a mind of a person who's swords. He's very logical and intelligent. I don't know if he has any spiritual sense at all, but he's a good reader. And I think he charged like $30 for this. I don't know if you can get him anymore, if he's republished them or not, but I got one of the from the first deck he published. Anyways, go check him out. He's got, oh my gosh, talk about systems. He's got a huge system of how to learn tarot. He's got all kinds of videos, and they're all free, and he'll tell you that. He also has a Patreon that you can become a member of, and then he goes, I think he actually does videos just for those people who are a member, and you know, he puts on workshops or something like that. Okay, so this is one that I want to mention. It's 5 and below. Now, I don't know if they still have these at 5 and below, but I got these because it was more of a novelty for me. But I think they're pretty good cards for beginners because, for one, it only costs $5. And two, it doesn't deviate from the original Rider-Waite too much, but they're just really cheap cards. The card stock isn't all that great, but they have the meaning right here. And I mean, how much more simple can you get? There's the sun, and it says miracles. Oh, wait, does that say miracles or marriage? Marriage, happiness, and bright prospects. So yeah, it says very simplistic meaning. And these actually look like pictures of real faces. The Ace of Wands, new beginnings, birth, new ideas, creation. The Tower card, it looks the same. The Lovers, let's see what the Lover says. Love affairs, romance, building, again, within marriage, relationships, relatives, loving relationship you could share with a friend. Yeah, so, I mean, you can't get more simpler than that. It's a really good deck for beginners because it's cheap. And, I mean, you shouldn't really spend a whole lot of money when you first start because you might not even be into it after a while. So, only spending $5 on it is good. I saw this deck in, 5 and below. I didn't know they had so much metaphysical stuff. I actually saw a meme on one of the Facebook pages I'm on. It's a Facebook group. I mean, a tarot group on Facebook. And it said something like, please stop buying your crystals from 5 and below. Which I guess they're not real crystals, or where they get them, they might be non-sustainable for the environment or something like that. Yeah, so this is just a simple Rider-Waite deck. Great for beginners. You get at the 5 and below store. So that's one that I featured. Then the other one I featured was the Waterfall Tarot by T.O. or Tarot Oracle. And then Doreen Virtue's Guardian Angel Tarot cards. And then I, of course, I had my trusty original Rider-Waite that I think is great for beginners. And then I have the Bridget Estelmont system, her cards, Bridget Estelmont, Biddy tarot cards, Everyday Tarot. I think you can get these for like $12.99 or something. Might be up to like $17. And then the Quick and Easy Tarot by U.S. Games. Morgan Greer by Morgan Greer, U.S. Games. And then the Practical Tarot Wisdom with the Radiant Rider-Waite. So how many decks was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 decks that I featured that are good for beginners, and that's a lot of options for beginners. And there is so many options out there for beginners, and you don't want to make it more confusing than it has to be, because it is a difficult system to learn it. But once you put it into practice, once you start understanding it, no one can take the knowledge away from you. It's something that you put the work into, and people appreciate when you do that. And you can even make a living on it. I think I've talked to a couple girls who do it full time, like at metaphysical stores, and they roughly make between $38 and $45 a year. That doesn't include bringing out taxes, though. You normally have to take out your own taxes when you work at a metaphysical store full time. So if you made 38, that would probably bring it down to like, I don't know, what's 30% of 38 or whatever. I don't know how it works, but it would probably bring it down to 32, between 32 and 35 a year. So that's not much to live on, but you can also supplement it with doing readings on your own and stuff like that, or becoming popular on YouTube. Speaking of which, I'm trying to get more viewers, so please like and share and subscribe. I need more subscribers. That's what I'm asking for. So if this is the first time you're watching my channel, please subscribe and like and share. And again, I hope you guys have a beautiful winter solstice day. This is Tarot by Sunshiny Day, and I am Sunshiny Day. Peace out.